This is the video review for Marvel Legends 12-inch Wolverine. First thing we're going to look at is the package again. As you can see, the very same hollow foil effect as we've seen on the Black Panther box. A bunch of glamour shots of Wolverine. And if you look closely, it says, pose requires hand support. Not sure what kind of hand support you would need for this very basic pose, but apparently it was so important that they needed to put it under the picture. So let's crack this thing open and take a look at Articulation. Here is Jimmy Howlett in all his glory. Immediately right out of the package, I pulled this guy out and his right hand stayed in. I thought that it was just a factory error of somebody not assembling it correctly, but as you can see, it comes out fairly easily. I think that there's a molding defect inside of this, I guess, peg hole. This wrist is fine. I have another Wolverine. Both his wrists are fine, as well as this hand fits into this wrist. So I'm not sure what happened there, but just something that you should be aware of if you're going to be purchasing this figure. Articulation for this guy, his head is on a ball hinge, goes down about that far. Up, not so much, however, there is a fix. Just pop his head off, move the ball joint a little bit further, and rest his head back on. As you can see, it looks fairly natural, and it isn't that noticeable in hunching or crouching type poses. This joint also being a ball joint, it rotates 360 degrees. Both shoulders are on very nice butterfly joints. I would say maybe about 150 degrees of movement. Both shoulders are also on soft detents, go up about that far. Both biceps have 360 degrees of movement. Both shoulders are double jointed, go in about that far. Both wrists go down about that far, up that far, and rotate 360 degrees. The diaphragm, again, is on a very loud ratchet, still goes 360 degrees. Can go up without the ab crunch about that far, down about that far. The ab crunch itself goes back, not so much. Forward, again, not so much, especially considering it's Wolverine. No waist joint. Both of his thighs, that's fairly far, about the farthest that I've seen a 12-inch Marvel Legends figure go. Kick forward about that far. Backwards, again, breaking up the sculpt, about that far, but he is kicking a little bit off to the side. Thighs go 360 degrees at the thigh cut. Double jointed knees, which go up about that far. He does have a boot cut that does rotate 360 degrees, and his feet go up that far, down that far, as well as that oh so coveted toe joint. Accessories for this 12-inch Wolverine include 2 fists, very nicely sculpted, as you can see. The only paint detailing being the silver on the sheaths for the claws. 2 battle damaged shoulder pads. Very nice scratching detailing throughout, as well as bullet holes on this side. An unmasked hood, originally introduced in the Toys R Us exclusive Jubilee Wave, later repurposed for the Vintage Wave Wolverine, meant to be used in conjunction with this unmasked Logan head. Meant to be comic accurate, and it looks fairly good, except for the eyes. They look kind of small to me. It's kind of creepy. Just my opinion. And the final accessory is a battle damaged Berserker Wolverine head. Very nice sculpt and detail throughout on this one. Really knocks it out of the park. My teeth are fairly clean, but your mileage may vary. As you can see on this box art, you ended up using a different sculpt for the Berserker head. You can just tell by the stubble and the mouth sculpt. Just thought that was worth noticing. Switching out accessories, fairly easy. Just pop it off. Pop the other one right on. Shoulder pads, they have a dual peg system. Well, not really peg, and they are flexible plastic, so just pop them right off. And pop the second one right on. for some size comparisons, here he is next to Toy Biz Marvel Icons Captain America. Here is Marvel Legends 12-inch Black Panther. Here is Marvel Legends 12-inch Incredible Hulk. Here is Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Hulkbuster. Here is Masters of the Universe Classics Procrustes. And for some smaller comparisons, here is Marvel Legends Puckwave Wolverine. Here is Masters of the Universe Classics Trapjaw. Here's Marvel Legends Agent Venom. Here is Marvel Legends Toy Biz Ant-Man. And here's DC Universe Classics Build-A-Figure Darkseid. Overall, this is a very solid 1/6 scale Wolverine. Probably the most solid 1/6 scale Wolverine that we've got in his comic costume thus far. The interchangeable accessories like the Berserker head and the battle damage shoulder pads really add a lot of playability. The articulation also surprised me. Compared to his line mates like Spider-Man and even Captain America, he has way more articulation, especially in his hip range and his butterfly joints, which is surprising because Spider-Man's supposed to be super agile, but this Wolverine definitely comes out on top. I would say definitely buy it. I would even, well, I mean, I already bought another one. Another thing that I can appreciate is all the detailed sculpt. There's a lot of different textures on this figure. Hasbro isn't exactly known for doing a lot of textures on their Marvel Legends, however, that was a Toy Biz thing. It harkens back to the Toy Biz days when I see things like the texturing on the boot or the nice leather on the belt or even the arm hair is sculpted in. So that was a nice touch. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.